Hey gorgeous ones, what's happening, y'all? Okay, so we talk about, like during my lives, we talk about brands and we talk about the beauty community. We talk about, you know, things like the new launches and the new releases. But one of the things we talk about quite a bit, and I want to go further in depth with, in just like one whole video, is talking about the brands that have shot themselves in the foot. And I want to talk about it from, and the reasons of how it came about. Has anything changed with those companies? What I see they should have done, because they was really they almost, these, and some of these brands came close to the brink of like losing their companies based on their actions. So if you would like to hear some stuff, we want to talk about some of these brands out there and how they have shot themselves in the foot, and you know, my thoughts on that, don't go anywhere. Before I forget though, if you are new, you know, and you just coming in, make sure you look in the description box for my 1K giveaway. I have a nice, it's not like huge, but it's a nice size giveaway to celebrate my 1,000 subscribers, my first 1,000 subscribers and being monetized. Whew. All right, so if you would like, make sure you hit the description box and go ahead and see that video so you can enter. So now let's get to brands that have shot themselves in the foot. Alright, so let's talk about some brands that have shot themselves in the foot. The issues with them, have they changed anything? What do I think they should change? Because you know, I think of myself as like, you know, the marketing. Let me help y'all out with y'all marketing. You know, I'm just trying to help y'all. I'm just trying to help some of these companies out with their marketing. So let's just talk about a few. Part of the reason why so many of these companies, I say they shot themselves in the foot, is based on the branding of today, which is very personal. You know, it's one thing when you're a company and there's no face to put to that company. Like for instance, L'Oreal, Maybelline, Revlon, those are huge corporations, and we don't look at them like one person as at the top of it, and what they do and how they act affects how we think about that company. Well, there are so many companies, especially with smaller companies and ones that are very social media savvy and really work social media and put themselves out there like that. They're ones that really have to watch what they do on social media, because it affects their brand. And these are brands that really are social media brands. Whether they're big or small, they are social media brands. And so what they do on social media will affect, I just remembered I didn't have two down here. Let me put these two right down here on my list. I forgot these two. Okay. So what they do, and a lot of times how they act on social media as a person affects their brand. So with that being said, let's just get to some of these brands. The first one is Too Faced. Now, Too Faced is the biggest brand out here on this list. And the reason why I say that is because, of course, they're a multi-million-dollar company. They were bought by Estee Lauder, you know, but Jared Blandino, who was the owner of Too Faced, is still a face that we put with it, because he is still a creative director there, and puts himself out there as the face of Too Faced. And he's just kind of problematic with the way he does things. I'm not even going to point at one thing, but he just has a little problematic way of dealing with things. Like he tries to be a little snarky here and there, and the whole Too Faced vibe, you know, for some people, like for me, it doesn't bother me as much, but for some people, you know, they have issues with how they market, where sometimes it's kind of sexual, better than sex, the glow job, things like that. And people are like, oh my God, I can't say the glow job. Okay, first off, let me just say this once and for all. If saying the glow job really bothers you, I'm gonna need y'all to like loosen up y'all panties, you know, unclutch your pearls. It's not that big of a deal. That's just my personal opinion. But, you know, they say, you know, they straddle between the really whimsical and young and youthful, and then go very sexual. So that bothers people. So on that, I will say Too Faced, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You need to figure out who you're going to be as a brand and stay in that area. Because when you're going back and forth, it bothers people. I'm just saying. All right. Now, this was just one thing that happened, but let's talk about ABH. ABH with the Subculture Gate. Now, the problem was, and I'm going to talk about subculture in another video, but here was the problem. It wasn't just the problem with the product when it first came out, but it was also Norvina's reaction to the problem, because Norvina is the face of ABH. You know, we always talking about her. She's all over social media. She's on IG. You know, she's posting her pictures. She's gorgeous. She's doing her thing. So when you make statements, you got to watch what you say. You know, you can't say that, oh, it's everybody's fault. You know, they just don't know how to use it. This is for, you know, this is for professionals. Then that's what you should have marketed it to, instead of for the average consumer, and then act like they're just so stupid they don't know what they're doing and can't make it work. See, that's not the way you handle business. You don't make the people that you're trying to get to spend their money feel stupid if they can't use a product, because it shouldn't be that damn hard. It just really should not be. It's makeup. Okay, now let's talk about Lyme crime. Lyme crime has a history of issues. A history of issues. This poor child, though, dear, she's just got a history of issues. Now, however, what she did was get a little quiet, and people still bought her products, but of course, she didn't have the level of success that she was looking for at that point. So she had to slow down and be quiet. Like, for instance, you know, she did the dressed up as Hitler for Halloween. They had an issue with the data breach, and they didn't let customers know. They were having issues with, you know, products and everything, and and then on top of it, she was coming for people. If they gave bad reviews, she was threatening people with suing them if they didn't give a good review. Well, baby, that's not the way life works. If you're looking for reviews, you got to take the good with the bad. And by doing, and you did your company more damage than the bad review did by sending out cease and desist letters to people that you gave products to. Or guess what? If I buy a product and I want to review it and tell people about it, I have that fucking right. And that put a bad taste in the mouth. And even though they have been able to survive, I promise you, I know that they didn't make the money they could. However, she has sold it now. Doe Deer is no longer involved with Lyme crime. So if her involvement with Lyme crime has stopped you from buying it in the past, but you've seen some things you like, you can now buy Lyme crime, because she is no longer involved in the day-to-day operations of Lyme crime. Just want to give y'all that heads up. Okay, let's talk. Now this is a small, okay, and then let's talk about a few of them. The Ordinary, Decium. I can't even think of his name right now, but homeboy pretty much had a meltdown on social media, on Instagram. He came very close to losing everything, and let me tell you, I was upset because I love The Ordinary. It was like everything that came out of his mouth was crazy, didn't make sense. He was firing people on IG. Who does that in business? You know, doing crazy stunts that just upset everybody. Finally, I guess the board stepped in and was like, okay, before we lose everything, we have got to get a hold of him. We have got to get a hold of him. We have got to get a hold of him. And they did. Now he is no longer the face of Decium. He is no longer over their social media because he had taken it over. They shut him up, which is what they needed to do. Because honestly, I think these brands, especially when you're talking about small brands, have to understand, you have to watch what you say now. You're a brand. You can't just be talking crazy at people and saying crazy shit, because now this will affect your money. With that, let's talk about a couple of people. Crayon Case, Wazam Super, whatever the fuck she says her name. She started the Crayon Case. Now, people were actually liking the Crayon Case and things. However, okay, now her shtick, what has made her popular is that she's Miss Ignorant, and she says what's on her mind and everything, and that's cute on social media. That's cute to gain popularity. But when you start doing business, you cannot use that same type of language and talk to people that same way and think that you're gonna keep your business going. So apparently there was some questions and everything, and she came at people just as ignorant as she does in her normal videos, and people are like taken aback. To be quite honest, I've heard about it. I'm not going to deal with her. I'm not going to deal with her, a company that is that silly and ignorant, and you just started. You ain't that big, girl. You done sold some pallets. But you know what? You cannot sell the next thing you try to do based on your personality. And if these companies don't get it, they gonna get it in the pocket. All right. Now, let's just talk about the one that got a lot of you all here. Halo Beauty. Now, let me just say this. The issues, we all know the issues with it. It was just her way, Tati's way of dealing with the launch. The launch was not done well. It treated us like we were stupid. You know, it insulted our intelligence. She didn't want to answer questions. She just acted like she was above it all. And how dare you? And, you know, the whole thing. We all know what the Tati thing was. However, that was a bad launch. And I don't think she's ever, you know, she claims she sold out, but she's doing a whole lot of free stuff and trying to sell a whole lot of stuff, which says to me that I don't think she's been manufacturing a whole lot of extra stuff. What I think she's doing is trying to act like she sold out in order to like sell off what she has, because I don't think it's doing as well as she wants to act. But that's just my own personal belief on that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. All right, Kat Von D. Kat Von D, Kat Von D, Kat Von D. She's always had a condescending, snarky little attitude, but she really, I want to see how she's gonna do with all this anti-vaccination thing that she put out there. Now, let's be honest. She should have never said that. It was nobody. She didn't have to tell anybody that that was her plan for her child. But she put it out there, and now she wants to act like how dare people react to it. She didn't expect such a backlash from it. But when you have such a controversial plan or something that you're doing in your life, perhaps you shouldn't tell people that, especially if your brand is based on who you are. It's not about Kendo, who actually is part owner of the company. It's not about Sephora, who was involved with the company. It's about Kat Von D, because it's her name on the brand, and she has put herself as the face of the brand. So when she's Miss, goth, and all the goth people love it, and it's emo and all that other things. So she's had her niche. But now, girl, you screwed up your niche by coming in a way that was unnecessary. See, we didn't need to know that. If you were going to do something like that, who's gonna know? Nobody, until you told it. And so now the consequence is people are now talking about they're boycotting. They're not going to buy her products anymore. And it will tell when she comes out with her next palettes, and do they sell out like they normally do? Because I have a feeling that that's when we're going to really see, are people serious about boycotting her products? We'll see in December. Huda Beauty. Huda Beauty got two things going on right now. The first one is the Rose Gold Remastered. Now, she already was problematic with her homophobic things, but hey, that's her culture. She also has issues with people of darker complexions, but she was trying to clean that up. But then she came with the Rose Gold Remastered, and that irritated a lot of people, and I understand. Now, I never bought the Rose Gold, and I haven't bought the Rose Gold Remastered, but I understand the people's problems with it, because how are you going to say that this palette that was out 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, now all of a sudden, oh, we understand that the formulation was that great and we remastered it? Really? How about not putting out some shitty ass product to begin with, which I'm going to talk about in another video? How about not trying to push out some shitty ass product, make your money off of it, and then you're going to try and do a bait and switch and say, hey, well, I know it wasn't that good, so hey, we fixed it. You should buy this one now too. Really? Is that what we're doing now? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. All right. And the next one is with her new product, the baking powder, or however she put it. It's not so much that you're doing a powder. Powders are, listen, baking powder, setting powders, whatever it is, they've all existed. It's not like this is a new product. However, the problem that everyone is having is her marketing of the product is a direct copy of beauty bakeries marketing of their product, and it feels like, oh, I'm a bigger company than this little company. Ooh, I like how they did it. I'm just going to use their marketing. Why do we have to rethink it out? We're just going to use theirs. They're a little company. They don't matter. Oh, and they're a black-owned makeup brand, so they really don't matter. We're going to use their stuff. Fuck them. That's the way it comes off. And if you don't see that, I'm here to tell y'all that's what it is. I'm here to tell y'all. I'm just here to tell y'all. Okay, and finally, let's talk about somebody who people always like, I ain't buying. I'm not buying. Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star is, you know, we know he's problematic. You know, he has a history of making racist comments, things like that. You know, he's very, you know, he's always doing some dramatic shit. I hate you. I cut you off. Yeah, I'm not your friend anymore. Fuck you. You know, he's clapback king, you know, doing all these things. Those are the things that have affected his sales. Now, let me say this. It hasn't affected his sales to the point that he ain't making sales, but it is problematic on the fact that because people look at his brand, there are sales that he has lost. A lot of sales he has lost based on based on his personality. Now, in his defense, I'm gonna say I'm seeing a shift and a change in him, and I might just go on and buy some Jeffree Star, because there's never been problems with the quality of his products. There's never been issues with his products. It's just been him. And I will say that I have seen a shift in who he is. And let's be honest, just because of the things that he said 10 years ago, he has apologized for them. Everyone has the right to change and see the error of their ways and be a better person. And so to say that because he made those statements 10 years ago, if he is changing and seeing that the way he was fucked up, and he looks at life in a different way and has changed the person he is, then I think that he should be given the benefit of the doubt. Am I going to buy him? I still haven't decided, but I'm going to say this. His quality of his products, his business savvy, I am not going to say that he's off. The man is on his hustle, and he is very popular. But you know, we still, you know, there's still that feeling about him. But honestly, I can say I have seen a difference in how his demeanor, you know, his online persona. I don't know if he's working with somebody or if he just decided to mature. He's like 30 now or something, in his 30s. Maybe he's maturing and seeing how the way he was acting was just really immature and needed to stop. Who knows? But whatever it is, he has become a better person online. His online presence is much cooler, much more relaxed, seems more like he is in a happier and peaceful place. So perhaps, you know, he's a brand that we could possibly say in, you know, a year or two, hey, I'm gonna go get me some Jeffree Star. Because I ain't gonna lie, that blood sugar palette was doing it for me, and the packaging was just cute as fuck. Okay, but anyway, that's it for this. I am done talking about brands that have shot themselves in the foot. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Give me any comments, any feedback you think about it. Are there any other brands that have like screwed up, and you know, and it's based on this whole branding thing that they're doing wrong? Let me know in the comments. Oh, and if you're new and if you made it this far, the polite thing to do on your way out is to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So once again, it's your Lulu. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. I'm out of here.